Hey everybody. So this week it's the Archangel Raziel. And it's one of the main archangels. It's not one that people think about like the way people think about Michael or Raphael, Gabriel, even Uriel. Um, Raziel is the archangel associated with the forehead or wisdom. So not the area between the eyebrows, but the area where the hairline is. So this area has to do with the nervous system, right? It's the overall the chakra that has the overall influence and impact over the nervous system. Both that area and the crown also impact the brain. But like, how we talk about like vagal tone and being in fight flight, there's the effect in the lower centers, but the upper center that is either affected by or helps to regulate is actually the forehead because it is associated with the nervous system. Not only is it associated with the nervous system, it's associated with light. You know, when we talk about vagal tone and we talk about intuition, that idea of intuition is associated with the forehead, right? The forehead chakra is also associated with like physicalizing the light. When when you hear people talk about the blue pearl or the inner eye, um, the eyes of the soul, whatever version of that you like to use. All of this is referencing to either the forehead chakra or the properties of the forehead chakra. And one of the things that it does is it's associated in the Christian tradition with the word being made flesh, right? And the word is like the ancient way of saying energy. It was tied to a frequency rather than, somebody sitting down and writing out a bunch of sentences. So it's not about a book or something that's written down, but in ancient times, they didn't have the idea of energy or whatever. They just, energy was a sound, you know, and so they would refer to it as the word. And the word being made flesh is an aspect of the light or the soul or the Buddha nature being made flesh, right? It's physicalizing. In the Hindu tradition, you see like Krishna and Rama, and they are blue. They're walking around and they're blue. This is also associated with the word being made flesh or the inner world physicalizing. That is a big thing, the inner world physicalizing. The purpose of um, physicalizing the inner world is, for one, you're diminishing your suffering, you're breaking out of your patterns, and it is the necessary mechanics for there to be heaven on earth. And heaven on earth simply means that you have physicalized like the soul or the Buddha nature and mixed it with the elements. Just like when we are in fight flight and we're in survival mode, we have strong emotion or repetitive thoughts, and that mixes with the elements. This is that same mechanism, but instead of being about survival, it's about the soul, right? And you mix it with the elements. And so this is considered, when a person does something like that, it's considered a wisdom practice. Regardless of the tradition, it's considered a wisdom practice, mixing light with the elements. And so, here with everything that we do, both at Astara and Plant Prana, we're always striving for that. Even though we might not be talking about it with those words, that's in everything that we do, right? Most spiritual practices kind of do that. They do it sometimes in a very tempered way. And then over a period of time, uh, more teachings are given and it begins to happen. Sometimes some of the teachings have gotten lost in different traditions, but the mechanics are the mechanics. And so it's easily recovered if somebody wakes up to the idea, within whatever tradition. And so, when we go through and we look at it from the point of view of healing, healing is just the other side of the coin with this whole practice. When we are trying to resolve an issue with our lungs or an issue with our liver or our back's not doing good or, you know, have some difficulty with somebody at work. If we start to follow the mechanics that we're always talking about, part of what you're doing is you're tuning and aligning with the light. You're helping to temper the body in a way that eventually this turns into wisdom. It might just feel like, oh, I got to make my liver or my back feel better. But really, what you're doing in this process is you're cultivating a little bit more of a potential for wisdom. And what happens is the more that we have like stresses in our body, the more we have to bring vagal tone. And vagal tone is the light. Whenever we increase light in the body, we're increasing soul contact. We're increasing the influence of the soul over the body or over the form, over the situation, right? And so every time we have some sort of difficulties that come along, we always bring it back to vagal tone. Whatever's going on, if you want it to heal, instead of trying to like figure out the symptoms and be smart and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that to make it away, you just keep bringing things back to vagal tone. And doesn't mean you do your little tweaks and everything, but if there's no vagal tone, even if you get something to happen, it's not going to stick or you're going to cause more damage in other areas, right? And so part of what happens when you do this over a period of time, you keep reinforcing vagal tone in the body, and eventually it impacts the tendency for stress or the generation of lower emotions, right? And even there, we keep bringing in a kind of balance in the body, and we keep increasing the vagal tone, right? When we keep doing this on a consistent basis, what starts to happen is those emotions keep getting moved up and it begins to activate the heart, right? The heart can't really get that activated if there isn't light or if there's no vagal tone. If there's no vagal tone, doesn't matter how much you stimulate the heart, you won't be able to hold on to it. Will only activate so much and you won't be able to hold on to it, right? So the idea is that we keep establishing vagal tone, keep establishing vagal tone, keep establishing vagal tone. Well, without vagal tone, we really aren't going to have intuition, right? The vagal tone in the body and the balance of the nervous system and all our physiological processes begins to affect how we think. It begins to affect our intellectual mind and it begins to impact our intuitional mind. Even somebody who has horrible vagal tone has a kind of intuition, but it's more instinct, right? It's not really higher intuition. It's not really perception of the soul. It's just a kind of very low, 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 low kind of intuition, right? So we keep refining it and we keep refining it. And then pretty soon it starts to affect how we think. When we haven't refined this enough, we are subjected to the laws of karma, right? karma, cause and effect. Whatever you do comes back to us, multiplied. When vagal tone is refined enough, and when intuition is refined enough, you're beginning to access the inner worlds. And as you begin to access the inner worlds, you experience the divine, you experience the light, you experience your higher nature, and you're bringing it forth, right? You're bringing it forth. And for you to do that, there has to be sufficient amount of regulation in the survival mode of the nervous system. Karma is associated with the survival side of your nervous system. When we start to access the inner world and start bringing it forth, we already are coming from a place of light. We're already coming from having those inner experiences, and now we're trying to bring it forth into the everyday world. And we shift from the idea of karma to synchronicity. You're starting to bring in this light that then is establishing patterns and starting to attract things from the environment associated with its manifestation. Just like when we have negative thoughts and negative feelings that are our anger and trauma and fear, we attract those things and we physicalize them. As we bring in the divine, synchronicity is a manifestation of light beginning to mix with the elements. And you start attracting all these things that are correlated, but your mind has no idea how they're coming together. Like you just start attracting these things. This is the idea of manifestation. This is the idea of materialization. Materialization isn't an intellectual process, it's a process of the intuition. Well, let me say it a different way. The good kind of materialization comes from intuition, us repeating the things that happen to us over and over again and being stuck in patterns and suffering. That's the bad kind of materialization. That's the bad kind of manifestation. It's coming from intellect. Intellect keeps doing the same thing over and over again because it's only based on past experiences. So it just keeps replicating. So the idea of accessing the inner world, or like secret knowledge or the mysteries of life, is the balance of the body. And as we balance the body, we begin to change how we think. As much as we think like, oh, our mind's our mind and it's in control everything, your mind has been very conditioned by the experiences of your body. And whether you acknowledge that or not, it's still the case, right? It's if you're in fight flight all the time, your mind is thinking in that way, right? If you're able to bring it back to vagal tone from time to time, your mind is thinking in that way, right? Your mind and your body are actually one unit. It's the mind that sees them as something separate. They're actually one functional unit, right? And so the more we keep refining the body, the mind changes. And as the mind changes, the more we're able to access the intuitive mind, right? We start to access what people call mysteries, is really just walking through the door where we start to spend more time in the intuitive mind. You know, even when we start going down the road of intuition, it's still an intellectual idea of intuition. There is literally mechanics of like walking through the door. And as you do, it feels very different than intellect. You know, it's not that you do the same things you do with your survival mind and you go, oh, I just do it better. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different process. I find it to be incredibly more pleasant than intellect, but you know, I think at first it's a little bit like scary because it's more unknown. But once you start to kind of get your sea legs under you, it's actually incredibly more pleasant. Raziel helps with this process. Raziel helps with the shifting of that vagal tone just being a body experience to and an emotional experience to being a mental experience. And as it starts to become more of a mental experience, it helps us to experience things that normal everyday life, the survival aspects of our mind, can't even really comprehend. So that's what Raziel's about. So when it says like secret or mystery, it's a secret or a mystery because intellect doesn't know what it is. It has no experience. It doesn't have a past experience on it, so it doesn't know, right? So tied to divine secret, mystical wisdom, divine communication, protector of sacred knowledge, guardian of the Akashic records. We've done some of these patterns before, but depending with what oil you use, or here even with angelic name you invoke, it will have different impacts. But the idea is not just to have vagal tone in the body, but to have vagal tone in the body where it's beginning to impact the mind and the way you think. Because the thing with when negative karma is, when people talk about negative karma, it's not so much about what's happening, it's about how you think. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's about how you think. It's literally when you break out of that karmic issue or that karmic pattern or that thing that's causing you suffering, it happens when you begin to think differently. And thinking differently doesn't mean, oh, I have a different opinion. I have a different slant on things. I have a different story. I've come up with a different idea. I've come at it from a different angle. All of that dies off. All of that dies off. It's about thinking about it from a completely different place. So, anyway, how about first just notice how you feel? And how about we do the name Raziel and then we'll do it with oils. Okay. Your eyes are closed. Your awareness is on your heart, the center of your chest. Raziel. Just let go. Put your awareness on the back heart, that area between your shoulder blades. Raziel. Move your awareness to the forehead, where the hairline is. Raziel. 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 You're just letting go. Your awareness is on the back head. Your awareness is on the back head. Just let go. You're just letting go. Now, the pattern that we just did, where we went the front heart, the back heart, the forehead, and the back head, that refines and elevates the action activity side of your nervous system, the side associated with fight flight. It moves it from just being something that impacts the body and moves it to having a positive impact on the mind. A lot of that is the refinement of the instincts and some of the emotions. Now, when we reverse that pattern, we hit the part of the nervous system that's associated with rest and repair, or going deeper into vagal tone. So when you do both directions, when you go front heart, back heart, forehead, back head, pause, let go, and then you do back head, forehead, back heart, front heart, you're balancing out the two sides of the nervous system, not for the body, but you're starting to increase and improve their influence over the mind, right? Now, there's a little side benefit of this. Remember, I said the forehead is associated with the word being made flesh, basically physicalizing light, physicalizing the energy of the soul. And the energy of the soul is life force. So your ability to heal at a more rapid rate depends on how much life force can be physicalized. But also, we have blessings and guidance that come from teachers in the inner world. We have the effects and influences of angels. We have the effects and influences of guides and our guardian angel. And when you go back and forth between these two patterns, you, in the moment, are physicalizing the blessings from the teachers, the guides, the ones that have gone before you, whatever you want to call it, however you want to see it. It's physicalizing those blessings. It's amplifying the word being made flesh. You're you're doing it through the balancing of the nervous system, and as you do that, you are literally spiritualizing in the moment. You're physicalizing the blessings. You know, just because blessings have been given by a teacher or great beings or our guardian angel doesn't mean that we've utilized them. A lot of times they linger up high and they don't concretize, they don't physicalize. Let's do the reverse route. So again, your awareness is on the back head. Raziel. 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 You're just letting go. Your awareness is on your forehead. Your awareness is on your forehead. Raziel. 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 You're just letting go. Your awareness is on the back heart, between the shoulder blades. Your awareness is between the shoulder blades. Raziel. Raziel. Your awareness is on the center of your chest, the front heart. Your awareness is on the center of your chest. Your awareness is on the front heart. Raziel. 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 You're just letting go. Now, the idea being that you do multiple cycles of that, doesn't have to be, you know, long periods of time. It can be little quick things. It's easier to do it with the oils. This process was even presented in the very first Astara light technique, where we put in different processes, and we had these like little hour and a half modules that people buy for doing star practices, to tune and align with the light. And one of the very first things we do is this process, is this practice. And it's because of, if you're wanting to attune and align with the light, you have to shift your physiology in a way that it improves the function of the mind so that you can access the inner world. If you don't access the inner world, you are always in survival mode. Doesn't matter, you might be relaxed, you might be whatever, but you are always in survival mode, you know. So we're going to do it now with oils. So pull out your blend for the Archangel Raziel. And begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the center of your chest, the front heart. Um, your awareness is on the front heart. You're doing nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Now, move your awareness to the back heart, that area between your shoulder blades. You're between the shoulder blades. You're doing nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the forehead. Your awareness is on your forehead. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And your awareness is on the back head. Your awareness is on the back head. Just pause and let go. Pause and let go. You could think of this process as elevating your mind. Just being still. Now we retrace our steps. Back of the head, you're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the forehead. Your awareness is on your forehead. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on the back heart. And then your awareness is on the front heart. And then just pause and let go. And feel. Okay, so if you remember what we were talking about a little bit earlier, when you do it both like front heart, back heart, forehead, back heart, release, and then back head, forehead, back heart, front heart, and you do that back and forth like that, you're working the sympathetic and then the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, or action and activity, versus the rest and repair mode. In that moment, when you do this back and forth, you begin increasing the ability and the physicalization of blessings, of soul energy, which is also life force, but also any sort of guidance and blessings that come from, higher beings, angels, whatever that might be. So when we go through and we do this process, if you just stop here, it kind of just starts physicalizing. Well, we know how to physicalize these things, so we might as well just do a couple extra steps and physicalize what's coming in. So your awareness is on your brain. You're still using the same blend. Your awareness is on your brain. Your awareness is on your spine. your brain and spine both at the same time. Your brain and soles of your feet. And then pause and let go. Just notice your body, notice your emotions, notice your mind and your thoughts. Okay, so how about we open it up to shares and questions? We are going to do it again, but let's open it up to shares and questions. You can unmute yourself, you can type in. How'd you do?
Very nice. It really was. I'm just so quiet.
Yeah. But if you, it's like your mind's working different. Yeah. Can you tell?
Yeah, it was kind of like Raziel's gonna help you assimilate just a little bit more than you're ready for, or whatever. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be perfect plus one, like the amount of lights. It's pretty great. Yeah, go ahead, Ralph.
Hey, hero.
Hey, Greg. Well, this is fun. Um, Thinking back to the last couple of weekends, how about if we mix the green healer before we begin this? And then after doing this process, put the white healer?
Yeah, the white healer would amplify the effects definitely, through the pattern. And if you're doing it from that point of view, the green healer, be it that you do it on the centers or you do it on the body,
Yeah.
because like you're really hitting like vagal potential there, like vagal function. The ones that really amplify it are like in sacred healers, like
Yeah.
the sacred blue and green. There's
I've
one
got
that
I've
doesn't
got this
have
I've
any,
got the sacred basic kit that was in
yeah.
the
There's one that's not, it doesn't say sacred, but it's harnessing light. It's been in a couple of classes. I couldn't tell you what classes, but that one would do exceptionally well for this one. But
okay.
even if you look at like how we've been talking about sacred yellow, it wouldn't be exactly what you would use sacred yellow for, but sacred yellow, you do this pattern and it just increases the the potential to like walk into the intuitive mind. Like, because the yellow has to do with the ajna, and like your ajna, you could say is processed light. Like here is the flash of light, the forehead, where we're talking about with Raziel, but then between the eyebrows is processed light. And the ajna, if you look at drawings of the ajna, like when it's like different flowers and everything, the ajna only has two petals, and one's usually yellow and one is usually um, purple or indigo or whatever color they want to use. And
Yep.
and really, what that's showing or symbolizing is there's these two aspects. Is you have the reflective mind and you have the instinctive mind. And so, when we talk about things, I say intellect and intuition, but the intuition is the reflective mind, and the intellect is tied more to the instinctive mind. And the more like that you hit the yellow, the sacred yellow is the energy of that reflective mind. And so that's why it's the beginning of being able to access into the inner world is you're able to like process light, and you're able to start stepping into the intuitive mind, where beforehand, even though like those energies might come in, your nervous system isn't able to handle like the frequency or the sound that comes in, the light that comes in. So it has an experience, but it doesn't like anchor on. It's like it might even make things feel good for a couple of days, but it still doesn't like process it and hold on to it. And really what we're wanting is we're wanting to process it and hold on to it. And so, all the work that we do with vagal tone and all those things all lead us to that. So any of the colored healer states would help, like you're saying. And then to amplify the ability to go inward. When I presented those sacred healers, we kind of um, played with them a little bit, but like we didn't like explore them. They're quite profound, and
You'd mentioned there in last weekend's class, I think it was, that you were going to be
Mhm.
doing, after we got through doing the colored healers, you'd be doing the sacred colors
Yeah,
in another class down the road a ways.
yeah, probably over a few classes, and even like how right now we're talking about sacred yellow. We're going to talk about sacred yellow for a while, and then like I'll move on to another one, and just like over a period of time, because it's like in a weekend you get exposed to it, but it's hard to like go. I've got this. Like you kind of have to do it over a period of time, and so we'll do a whole weekend on just the sacred colors,
Yeah.
but we're also going to be talking about them along the way.
Okay.
Me, I can't wait. So talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it all the way. But you know,
I'll be how deep? 200 feet of water? Hell yeah, let's go.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing with like the more that you start to go more into the inner world, it amplifies the things that you're already doing in vagal tone.
Hmm.
Like, whatever it is, it's like now you're throwing steroids all over it and it's just amplifying the effects. And so, at first we're trying to get all those things in place so that we can go inward. But when we go inward and we come back out, it's like, like the light just starts hitting everything and the nervous system really starts changes very rapidly.
Okay.
And my personal experience is you start shedding things from the past that you didn't even realize was bothering you. And then it's gone and it's just like, God, I feel so much better, so much happier. And I didn't know the things that were bothering me. I had no idea.
Okay.
Because we have our stories like this happened and that happened, and this person did this and they said that, and there's all those things, but there's things that I don't know. You really don't define them that way, or they were so big and vast that it was such a pattern that you're so close to it, it's hard to see the vastness of the pattern. And as you kind of start going into the sacred colors, all that stuff starts to unwind, and you realize this has been bothering me for so long. Like,
Yeah.
and if you tried to explain it to somebody else, like the pattern, they would at least not get it. But two, they would probably think you're a little bit of a crazy person, because it wouldn't make sense to them. Totally
Right.
makes sense to you. And that's the thing. It's those things that we have a hard time putting to words are usually some of the most profound influences on us, be it good or bad.
Yeah.
Bad influences, still profound. Good influences, still very profound. Like if you have like a really good friendship with somebody, for example, and maybe time has passed and you guys don't really see each other. You can say like, oh, they were a really good friend, right? But really, it had a profound impact on you at the time, be it the timing of when you guys were friends, all these things. And, in the moment you just go, oh, that's a really good friend. That doesn't really do it justice. It had such a profound impact on you. And they're not around now, but it doesn't mean that that impact wasn't there, you know. Hard to
How
put to words. Like if you go, oh, this person was a really good friend, you kind of know what I'm talking about, but you don't know, like the influence and the impact and the, like the depth, and then you tell me the same thing, and then I don't get the influence or the impact or the depth, and
Yeah.
but we kind of know the idea of what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
How about using Mystic's Mind to begin
Yeah.
with?
Oh, yeah. That's always a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Definitely explore with those things. I love that. One that I explored a lot was, like you said, the white light, the gold. I did the gold healer,
Hmm.
violet healer. I even did a little stint with the pink healer, like doing it. I was just like, let's see what this does. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it still did something.
Hmm.
I still went back to like the white light and all those things. You know,
Cool. Excellent. Thank you.
you're so welcome.
And go ahead, Teresa.
Hey, hey, how'd you do?
It sent me somewhere. I woke up at back and spine
Oh,
or brain and spine.
just chanting the name. I was just like, I gotta stay in my body. I can't keep doing this. I have to slow down. Yeah, because I was going to another place. Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, you teleported me there too. I'm like, oh, I'm like, do we need oils? When I heard brain and spine, I'm like, I'll just get the oil out.
Yeah.
And interesting. When I woke up, like I could just feel this super deep anxiety. And
Hmm.
then it's gone.
Oh, good. Yeah. Most likely, I would say there's times like, when you're moving towards the inner world, I always think of it as like, you start going there and you go, oh, I want to have this expansion of light, but I got to take these two suitcases with me. And there's a lot of important stuff in there. I keep all my stresses and anxieties and my survival stuff, and then you kind of get closer and you're like, yeah, I think I can let one of these go. And then eventually you're like, maybe I'll turn this into a backpack. And it starts to be where the more you start to move like to the inward, like you can see where we're like still like attached to those
Oof.
areas that are keeping us in survival mode. And at first I thought like, yeah, pretty good. And then I'd go, oh, there's a big one. And then I started realizing there are several big ones. And I think the thing, and I don't know that I was doing a good job of it, but the thing that I would say is it wasn't the ones that I would think. Like if you go make a list of the things that are like that you're connected to and there's tied to survival, and I'd go through and say I made this like hypothetical list. I don't know that I would have nailed very many of them.
Uh-huh.
Because like the ones we kind of struggle with, we know, but like sometimes there's like bigger and deeper, and sometimes I don't know about for other people, but for me, kind of like a little scarier ones. They're not scary because like, oh, I'm afraid and I'm afraid to face it. It's scary because of the size. Like it's just so big, you know? And it's usually a perception. It's not really real. It's like when you're a little kid and you're afraid of
Mhm.
monsters, and you realize like, oh, they're not that big. And there's this old saying that, you know, like when people would talk of the devil or something, they'd go, oh, we see it as a big scary monster, but it's almost more like a cockroach that you crush with your heel. But
Ooh,
in
I
our
like that.
brain, it's this big scary thing, you know.
Yeah. Um, I like that. Crush with heel. That works
Hmm.
for me. Uh, I am gonna double down on white light and
Yeah, it's always a good choice.
and gold healer. I'm like, wow, that sounds great. I have that box handy too.
Yeah. I mean, all the colored states really help predispose you to the doing the
Mm.
angel work on any level. So, like when Ralph's going there, like whatever question he was asking, I would say yes. And whatever version of this, I would say yes. Like if you
Yeah.
want to go deeper with all that stuff, I mean, I spend a lot of time with the sacred plants, but it doesn't mean I've stopped working with those colored healers. I work those
Uh,
things like a crazy person. I mean, I'm always working. Like they're such a like a foundation. They're such a foundation.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Um, so did we use the oil at all yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, no, I was like, I thought so.
I love that. It's like the weekend. Yeah, we did the same pattern. We did the same pattern,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
reversed it. And then
Okay.
after that, because in that you're physicalizing blessings, and that can mean
Okay.
a lot of different things. That could mean just soul energy. That could mean guidance, from
Mm-hmm.
guides or angels or the just the physicalization of angelic
Okay.
energies. So like once you kind of do that a few
Okay.
times, then do the brain, spine, brain soles of the feet. And
Okay.
you kind of take it, it's going to physicalize anyway,
Sure.
but you just grab more of it and you anchor it faster.
Okay. That sounds great. And can you tell us what's in this one, this blend?
Sure.
And now you know I was really gone. I'm like, do we
Yes,
really?
that's why I started laughing. I was like, you really liked it.
Yeah, I did. Oh.
So yeah, we just did the regular, we did the hey, give me just a second. I have to
Sure.
look it up and
Mm.
okay. So this is aloes,
Mm.
artemisia, red spruce, frankincense vital, alemi, cistus, helichrysum, and galbanum.
Amazing.
Yeah. There's a premium version of it,
Hmm.
and the premium version is that's not what came in the kit. Like what I just told you is what came in the kit.
Yep.
The premium version is uh, blue lotus, white lotus, pink lotus, angelica, neroli, frankincense, and myrrh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. For when you just don't want to keep your head on your shoulders. You just
So I got blue lotus, pink, white lotus, neroli, frankincense, and myrrh, and a missing one.
uh,
I think it
frankincense
was
premium, neroli, angelica.
Angelica. That's what I'm missing.
Angelica. Yeah.
I was going to say, if we're going to do this again, I'll get my seatbelt on.
Yeah. That's the one I think you use, the premium,
Yeah,
right?
so-
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
You're so welcome.
And go ahead, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hi, Greg. I was just wondering uh, if this process with Raziel would be a good idea to do that after we sock.
Yeah, you could do it after, but I would even do it before.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Because if you think about like what you're trying to do there is you're trying to physicalize blessings. And so you go through and you do this process. And you could do it with Raziel. You could also do it with any of the sacred oils. I would probably do yellow, sacred yellow.
oh, oh,
And
oh.
so you could do that before. And then, there's the downpouring of energy. And you could really do it with any full moon, like at the peak of the full moon.
Oh,
But Wesak being the strongest of the full moons. And then afterwards, you still can go back through and do like another cycle of it, and be sure to end it with brain, spine, brain, soles of the feet. Yeah.
okay, okay. Well, just to clarify though, I was asking about Raziel, but you kind of switched to
You
the
could do it with
sacred
Raziel.
yellow.
Yeah, you could do it with Raziel. You could do it with Sacred Yellow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before, do it before
Before and after.
and after. Okay.
Mhm.
If I can remember.
Raziel's a really nice one to work with though. Like I I don't know. I have the angels. All the angels that are in this encyclopedia are ones that I've worked over the years, and they're out of different writings and things. But there's a handful of them that are like, oh God, I use them a lot. And I don't know that I've used Raziel in the last like month or two, but there was periods where I used it a lot. I mean, I had rings made and pendants made with the Raziel sigil on, and I was, working the oils and, because it elevates your mind. And, my way of thinking about it is, um, for myself, um, when I'm in a place where I'm like, oh God, how did I get here? Or, I want it to be better, or, what's going on? And, my way of thinking about it is if all my thoughts and all my feelings are what got me here, then what good are they? Like when I'm like in a bad place or a miserable place or just a place where, so I'm like, why keep thinking the way that I'm thinking? I got to elevate the mind. And so Raziel was a practice I've done quite substantially.
Well, thank you. This is very nice. So back to Wesock, since you switched me to doing it before,
Do it both,
usually
before
we,
and after.
okay. Well, usually we, you gather us and you do some things to prepare
Mhm.
us. So is it all right then to do this an hour or two ahead of time,
Yeah, sure.
before you start with us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for this.
You're
So
sorry.
either one, the
Either one.
Raziel
Yeah.
or Sacred Yellow, or
Mhm.
okay, thank you. You've given us many tools. Thank you.
Good.
And this was a share just right at the beginning, like with the toning. Finally, another manifestation of heaven on earth. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
interesting. And then that's what I started talking about, or that was after it.
you might have been after you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it, yeah. And then tears of relief and
yeah,
gratitude.
yeah. Yeah, so many times like we think of the angels, or the, Raphael or something, it's about healing and everything. And here it's talking about like the secrets of God or the mysteries or something. But I would say it's still about healing. It's just healing associated with the mind and the mental processes. It's not really body healing that happens. It's um, it's something that's more mental. It's more in the mind, which is a harder thing to hit. Hitting the issues of the mind, because the mind is also like the tip of the iceberg, like what's going on in the body and the emotions, the instincts, all of these things are impacting the mind. So it's not like you can just jump right to the mind and go, let's address this. Is you kind of have to do this couple laps around the park with some of these other things before you can start getting in and going, let's address the mind. Let's address how the mind thinks. And you know yeah. Okay. All right, so let's do another round. So you have your oil, you're inhaling, your awareness is on the heart, the front heart. You're taking nice long slow deep breaths. Move your awareness to the back heart, the area between the shoulder blades. Your awareness is on the forehead. Your awareness is on the forehead. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. And then the back head. Your awareness is on the back head. And then the back head. Your awareness is on the back head. And then pause and be still. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on your back head. Your awareness is on the forehead. Your awareness is on your forehead. Your awareness is on the back heart, between the shoulder blades. And then your front heart. And then pausing and be still. And you're just being still for a moment. I'm going to say the name Raziel a couple of times. Raziel. 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 Hey, you have your oil. Your awareness is on your heart, the center of your chest. You're inhaling, you're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Keep your awareness on the front heart. Raziel. Move your awareness to the back heart. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the back heart. Your awareness is on the back heart. Raziel. Your awareness is on the forehead. Your awareness is on the forehead. You're taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Keep your awareness on your forehead. Raziel. Your awareness is on the back head. Your awareness is on your back head. Raziel. Just let go. Let go of everything. Remember, this is about elevating the mind. So just let it incubate for a few minutes. You're inhaling, your awareness is on your back head. Your awareness is on your back head. Raziel. Move your awareness to the forehead. Your awareness is on the forehead. Raziel. Your awareness is on the back heart. Keep your awareness on the back heart. Raziel. The front heart, the center of your chest. Your awareness is on your front heart. Raziel. Just let go. Inhale with your awareness on your brain. Your spine. Your awareness is on the spine. The brain and spine both at the same time. And then the brain and soles of your feet. And then just let go. How did you do? We still have a couple minutes if you want to do a share or ask a question? How did you do?
Yeah, go ahead, Denise.
Hi, it's Dennis.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. I'm kind of spacey, so no matter, no mind. Anyways, a memory came to me
Mhm.
actually from 1983. So it's some 43 years ago. And as a resident in medicine, the goal was to be understood and clear
Mhm.
and concise and intellectual and smart. And during a farewell party to the oncology uh, attending, I said something and stumbled over my words. And the attending said, "Yeah, Dennis, you were always obtuse." And it that memory just came up
Hmm.
tonight. And I'm thinking, along with that, saying, "You're obtuse, Dennis, you always were," is I cannot imagine me here talk, working on elevating my mind and mixing intuition and intellect. And where's the oncology attending? He's like, I don't think he'd be sitting next to me doing the same stuff.
Right, right, right.
It's like we had different paths. So
Yes.
in a way, it's I'm completing the cycle.
Yeah.
We just didn't understand um, this other realm, so to speak.
Yeah.
Um, so actually, the more I dwell on it and being able to complete the cycle, as I have done so many things with you on these weeks, it's pretty freaking cool. Thanks.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I feel better about myself. More of a
Good.
degree
Yeah,
of self
I love that.
confidence.
Yeah, I
It's
love that.
just we can't understand everything,
Mm.
and as we get older, I don't know if that's wisdom or experiential or what.
Or for me, I think it's fatigue. I love to be able to say I'm so smart, but I might just be tired. Uh,
Yeah,
you know, I'd love to be able to say that it's wisdom, but you know,
yeah, and it's okay if I get the words mixed up,
yeah,
intuition and
yeah, sure.
intellect. It's okay. I have a sense. Okay, so I have some disconnection between brain and mouth. That's okay.
Yeah,
I, I know what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I cannot explain this to my friends from I'm still in touch with from medical school. How can
Wow.
I explain this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Good for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Yeah.
Teresa, your hand was up, then down. If you want to share, please go right ahead.
Okay, thanks. I didn't know if we had time.
We have a
Um,
quick
well, I was awake for that one. And I appreciate your statement about the pattern so big.
yeah.
Um, because the the origins are in the Wayback One machine. And then I see them trailing through, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I understand where the anxiety came up. And then this time I'm like, oh, all right,
Mhm.
I got it.
Yeah.
Um, and it was probably related to, and it is interesting about the mind of having an expansive perception or consciousness or a very
Mhm.
fixed one. And then, um, when you're with people, you think you're saying the same thing, and there's totally different, you're using the same words, but they mean different things.
Oh, big time. Big, big time. Yeah.
And and that creating a conflict. And then for me, then maybe an over rotation on trying to make it work for the other party versus this is my truth. Like,
Mm.
if I think yellow is this color yellow and you think yellow is that color yellow, we can both be right. And
Mhm.
sometimes engaging with certain perceptions, it's very fixed. No, this is the answer.
Mhm. Sure.
And so that's kind of what I'm experiencing, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I articulated it
No,
correctly.
very, very
I
much
would
so.
say this.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I feel the need to share this. I don't know why, but I working for me from a culture, and they came to the US and they're like, I said, I'm going to take you to the Cheesecake Factory. We can have 50 different types. And they're like, there is only one type of cheesecake. And I'm like, oh, really? So we'll go to the Cheesecake Factory and you can see that there's more than one. So that's what I'm trying to articulate.
Right. Yeah.
um, yeah, like one culture can believe there's only one answer and another culture can believe no, there's 50 different flavors. you
Right.
know so anyway, hopefully my mind will heal from that trauma. Thanks a lot, Greg.
You're so. Okay, so we're going to move over to the Tuesday night prayer petition blessing, and next week is Rokadaya. So we'll be working with Rokadaya next week. So hope you can join us. And this weekend's a free weekend, so hopefully you can jump in with us and go a little deeper. Well, Saturday is a free one, yeah. So okay, take care.